Welcome to Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Timmy, this is our 20th episode
Woo!
of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Little
The big 2-0.
mini victory there. Yeah, not yet old enough to drink legally. But we are coming at you again live here. Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Lot, like a shit ton to talk about today after the craziness that happened over the weekend in the divisional matchups. We'll run through all that stuff. Some news coming out of all sorts of different places this week, and we'll get into that, and then of course we'll preview Championship Sunday. Which, Timmy, as long as this season has felt, it's like, all right, championship. We only have 2 more Sundays of football left.
Depressing.
It's hurtful. Not gonna lie. And then, usually after the Super Bowl is over, I have this picture that I share out every year, and it says, "Baseball, the floor is yours." And I don't even know if we're gonna be able to say that this year. So
That's horrible.
We might have to wait a little bit longer.
You'd think with the Super Bowl being pushed back a week, it's like, well, it's kind of cool because it's closer to pitchers and catchers, so it narrows that gap of not really having, one of the 2 major sports. But
right.
No, so far this year, nope.
And actually, if it would have worked out this year, we would have only had to wait 2 days. Like pitchers and catchers report like the 14th and the 15th of February. The Super Bowl this year is the 13th. Boom, nice easy transition. But it's not gonna. Doesn't seem as though it's gonna work out that way. But let's keep our attention here to football. Like I said, a bunch of news that came out this week, and let's get right into that. Then we'll kind of reverse a bit to the games this past weekend. But one of the first things that happened this week, Sean Payton, for you guys on the podcast, I'm doing air quotes here, steps down as the Saints head coach. And all these rumors have, even before he announced that he was, quote unquote, stepping down, was that there was a potential Cowboy reunion in store somehow. And we've talked on this show that Jerry Jones always loves a big hire, no matter what. So what are your thoughts? I don't think there's anybody out there that thinks he's actually retiring. Maybe a year off and then comes back. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's taking. I think did he mention that he's taking the year off because he's burnt out? Because he said he's not retired.
I think he might do a TV or something. They said he's awesome at TV. Aaron Andrews said he's fantastic at TV.
Well, the most interesting thing now is if the Cowboys want him that bad, do they leave McCarthy in there for like that year, or do they hire a Patsy? Not McCarthy, but he's gone already. Isn't McCarthy gone too?
No, after they just gave him a vote of confidence day, and they say that he will be the head coach for 2022. Just a little while ago. 2022.
Right after Peyton said he's not coming back this year. That's why. No, I saw your post and I said the exact same thing. Sean Payton will be the head coach of the Cowboys next year. Guaranteed. I can almost guarantee it. So, no, he ain't going nowhere. He just said he's burnt. I don't blame him. He's been burnt out. People get like that. You got to give it a step back. And, that if I could take off a year of my job and live nicely and not get penalized for it, I would fucking do it. That's damn sure.
Do it now. So I don't know if this is kind of connected to it, but we can bring this up in the same vein. Dan Quinn is removing himself from any head coaching interviews, any head coaching consideration to stick with the Cowboys. There's so many different ways to make fun of that. Mm-hmm. To turn down head coaching opportunities elsewhere, might come back to bite him in the butt. Maybe not. You think he's ready to come back as a head coach?
I don't know. It could be another one of those things where, hey man, McCarthy's getting beat up so much, hang in there another year. He might be head coach for the Cowboys next year too. Right. You never know the way the mind of Jerry Jones works. You don't. You just don't know. But I think he's got, like I said, once Sean Payton announced he's not coming back, the wheels are going.
Yep.
So, it's just like Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is we already know he's going to be the next head coach of the Patriots whenever Belichick decides to give it up. McDaniels is just hanging in there. Did he take any interviews? I don't think he did.
I don't think so. I've heard his name mentioned nowhere.
No. So, it's kind of the same thing maybe with Peyton and Quinn. You never know. Maybe they're saying, listen, McCarthy's in there this year. if he doesn't do it this year, and Peyton doesn't want to come back, Quinn's going to move in. If Peyton does come back, maybe it'll be Quinn. Peyton is kind of teaming up together. But listen, Quinn. I don't know. Like we said it before.
The Cowboys has a history,
but they had those games where they scored 54 points, but that was against a couple depleted teams. So I don't want to hear this bullshit. The defense, and then Kellen with the offense.
Oh my
genius.
God!
No, he's not, dude.
That drives me insane.
He's not an offensive genius. He's not.
No,
he's not.
The Raul says the dreaded vote of confidence. Yeah,
yes.
Joe Judge got that vote of confidence, and shook can 3 weeks later.
Yep.
So all right, so that's kind of like the situation in New Orleans / Arlington. One other thing that I want to mention from a head coaching standpoint, Nathaniel Hackett hired as the Broncos head coach today, and
your son disagrees.
He doesn't agree with this either.
Doesn't agree with it at all.
So I didn't see this live, but apparently Stephen A. Smith is calling the Broncos racist for not hiring Eric Bieniemy, who was on the list. And just thinking through this makes all the sense in the world if they are trying to lure Mr. Rodgers away from his team, as this guy's coming over from there as the offensive coordinator. So now this, at the very least, this lights a huge flame under these rumors that Aaron Rodgers is going to wind up going to Denver. Mm-hmm. Now, there's also rumors that he's going to the Steelers. But for the sake of this exercise, this guy going from Green Bay to the Broncos, from offensive coordinator to head coach, do you think it signals the end for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay?
Yes. I mean, I've said it for weeks. I was saying no. But the way they went out, yes, I think he is done. But let me ask you a question. Why did the Broncos never get to groom a quarterback? They just pick up Hall of Famers at the end of their careers and go to Super Bowls. That's not fair. That's not fair. Fucking John Elway.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He picked up Peyton Manning for the last couple of years. Guy gets you to Super Bowls.
Yeah, and then you know what? With that, it kind of, and it's just falling into his lap. It's like Peyton gets cut because he's got nerve damage. He'll never be able to throw the ball the way he would, with the Colts. But at that point, he didn't even need to. That defense there, that Super Bowl, he was throwing up some ducks here every now and then. But
two Super Bowls he went to. Two, yeah. and he had set some good records in Denver. So I mean, come on. Yeah, now they're going to get. Now they might get Aaron Rodgers just falling into their laps again with an improving defense, and all you got to do now is get him at least one good wide receiver target. They're contenders already next year.
Well, their wide receiver target Devontae Adams is a free agent.
There you go.
This could be
Green Bay now. West Coast Green Bay.
Right, Green Bay West Coast. All right, yeah, Raul. Yeah, we've been talking about this for it feels like a very long time. For Rodgers.
I disagreed as long as they were still in it. Now that they're out and the way they went out, yeah, I have a feeling he's gone.
I never saw a path because if they get to the Super Bowl, even if they get to the NFC Championship game and they somehow lose, I never saw a path where Rodgers doesn't look like a complete douche as he has all year. If you go far with the team that you've always played with, and Eli, do you see Eli gave some, I don't know if it was wanted or unwanted advice, but he said, it's not always better. It could be a whole lot worse, which, after he got benched for Daniel Jones, they said, he spoke to people, got advice, and said, you know what, I'm good. Once a giant, always a giant. So a little friendly advice being passed on to Mr. Rodgers. All right, so we go from a head coach stepping down and to today officially, Big Ben retires from Pittsburgh. That's where the Aaron Rodgers rumors are coming up there. Big Ben, I just happened to see this today. In totality, he has earned just short of $270 million in the NFL.
It's chump change.
Yeah, right. And Tim, we've been talking about this all year. So it feels like this march towards this retirement, even though he had not mentioned a word about it. And then his retirement party came a couple weeks ago in Kansas City. Any thoughts on Big Ben as he goes out? We both know how we feel about him.
He watched the show and he's like, "Well, those guys think I suck now. I better I better retire." They're telling me I can't go left or right. I think they're right. So
that Farace knows that I can't go 3 feet to my right. I gotta hang him up.
Exactly. I gotta quit now. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he sucked, he this, he that. He was a great quarterback. He was just a douche, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'll say it to his face. I don't care. You're a douche. He was a douche from the draft. Go watch that draft. You'll see what a douche he was. And we all know what happened off the field and all that stuff that he was accused of and everything. Football wise, I'll keep it strictly to football. Yeah, man, he had a great career. I mean, the way I see it, I know you're going to talk about stats between him and Eli, but if he gets in, then Eli. I mean, if Roethlisberger gets in the Hall of Fame, then Eli gets in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
it's as simple as that.
Sure.
Simple as that. You can't have one without the other. 2 Super Bowls each, and Roethlisberger always had bigger weapons. And now that's coming from not just the disgruntled Giants fan. I love the fact that we'll get to the Giants too. That the owners are coming out saying, "Yeah, we really we screwed Eli, and now we screwed Daniel Jones." At least they're admitting it.
Yeah.
So I love that fact. But no, you know what, Big Ben, good for you. Have good career. Probably should have retired 3 years ago. But you know what, you hung in there. Good for you. Now get the hell out.
Get out. You going? You had that year a couple of years ago where they 11-0. And then they lost the remainder of their game.
They put a real opponent.
Yeah. It's like the Cowboys. Sure.
Because it's hard with work.
All right, so Big Ben's out. Now there's all these other rumors here. So I got 3 guys here that is all the retired. There's potential retirement, potential teams, but Brady, Rodgers, and Gronk. Gronk said today if he had to make his decision today, he's done. He's done. He's gone. Rodgers, I wouldn't say is ready to give it up. He used some wording on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, the season finale for him, indicating he wasn't yet sure what he wanted to do, but he would think about it over the next couple of weeks and figure that out. And then Brady, you hear this now. First, he wants to play till he's 50, and then immediately, upon what went on, and we'll get into that game on Sunday. Now, Gisele's going to force him to retire. He's considering his family, which is right. And he also brought up Kobe Bryant. He said, Kobe retired, and we're not promised X amount of years, so anything could happen. So if you had to say Brady, Rodgers, and Gronk, what do you think they'll be doing? Playing for this different team, same team next year, or retirement?
Rodgers definitely playing. Okay. Gronk only playing if Brady plays. That's what I see. I think so. Brady retires, Gronk retires. That's going to be the end of that. I don't see Brady going out the way they went out. I think they're going to give him at least one more year. Plus, I think he's full of shit anyway. I think he wants to play. He really does want to play till he's 50.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you know what? I'm tired of with the celebrity. Oh, we don't do this. We don't have enough time. We don't do this, dude. You're off now for 6 months.
Yes.
You're not like us. We got to go to work every goddamn day, and you can only take vacation at a certain time. The day after that game, you are officially on vacation until August. So you telling me that's not enough time? Give me a break. That's ridiculous. I hate when they say that shit. So stupid. Oh, I don't have enough time. You're off now. If I had off for 6 months, oh my God. I'd be the happiest person in the world.
The amount of shows we can watch.
Oh, I'd be caught up on everything.
Up on everything, stress-free.
And you're a millionaire? Woo, I'd be hitting every place in the world I'd be going to in 6 months. I can
millionaire, married to a millionaire.
Yeah. Every place I've ever wanted to go to, I will hit in 6 months. Easy. And he's bitching, no time. No time. Come on, give me a break.
So I mean, if he is being real about that, okay, that's it. Cut it short.
Yeah. Well, I think Brady's back, Rodgers back, and Gronk is back because Brady's back. If No Brady, no Gronk.
Rodgers for sure. I don't believe that he's retiring. And by the way, he made an announcement today that if he ever does retire, the one thing he's not going to do is come back a year later. So I have to. I don't know if in saying that maybe that's a slap to the face to Gronk and guys that surely Brett Favre, that was a slap in the face there. But I think Brady comes back. I don't know what their salary cap situation is down there, but I do think Brady comes back. I don't think Rodgers stays with Green Bay. I think he goes to one of the open, Pittsburgh or Denver, or for some reason something crazy goes on in San Francisco and he winds up there. Can't beat him, join him. 0-4 and 0-4 against them. I was listening to the Pat McAfee show today. And Aaron Andrews is on there, and it's weird. I know that they have that circle and they're friends, but it's just, yeah. I was talking to Tom the other day. I was talking to Aaron the other day, and then she calls Gronk Robbie G, and Pat McAfee's like, I am not even in your circle. I've never called him that in my life, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And you know what they brought up? They brought up the hugging. So you've seen this, that on camera they're 6 feet away, they got the microphone, and then immediately after they're like hugging and whatnot.
Yeah, that's just for TV.
Yeah, I mean they're all tested. They're all So Pat, he was digging in on it. She was like, "Oh, you interviewed Tom, huh? You just call him Tom." Yeah. Did you hug him too? She was like, yes, I hugged him too, and I'm gonna hug you if I see you also. He was like, nah, we don't do that around here. We're socially distanced. He's so funny. And I think who
thought a punter would be entertaining,
hilarious,
and the best announcer in WWE.
I was gonna ask that. He had Bobby Lashley on the other day. I didn't get to that far yet, but he had Bobby Lashley. He was talking about Brock Lesnar. What did he say? He said, if alien life forms came down here, I feel very confident in pitting their best against Brock Lesnar. And he said he's an alien himself. He talked about Bobby Lashley the first time he ever saw him. He was like, he's got these big freaking natures. There's muscles I didn't even know there were supposed to be muscles. But yeah, I'm digging the show. I do like the show. And then he wound up. He said he had to go on CNN last night because of what Aaron Rodgers was saying on his show. He's like, I got pulled into this crap. Now I'm on CNN, way over my head. I don't know what's going on. All right,
crazy Aaron.
So
that whole not enough time thing. That's a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, it's tough to wrap any sport. It's tough to wrap your mind on that when you can just in the off season you see Instagram. This guy's on a boat. This guy's on this island. These people are here. And
Isaiah, he wants to spend time with his kids. Guess what? The kids aren't in school. Just fly the goddamn kids to wherever you are. It's for a millionaire. It's very easy to do that.
Yeah,
millionaires.
All right, you made reference a little bit ago to the Giants, and yeah, I'm putting this up. Giants corner. Where's Terzi doesn't want to talk today.
We're hopefully on the other side of this dark mountain that we've been on. So we're
flattening the curve.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so interviews galore. Brian Flores is interviewed. I know we're not sold on him just yet. There's if he's going to have that back and forth type of, he hasn't been a head coach long enough to say it's my way or the highway. So I don't know if that's an impact there. But what are your thoughts on what the Giants have done so far this week? Daboll and the interviews, second interviews coming up, and where's your head at for the New York Football Giants?
Well, their new general manager, he said all the right things.
Yep.
And I remember I texted you and Keith in our chat, and I wrote, I like the fact that he looks a little nervous. He's a little, in the beginning he was. He calmed down. Because I like that. I don't like the fact that when Gettleman first came in, he was a overconfident, bloated, big mouth Boston asshole. No, you're in New York now, dude. You're gonna have to give a little
tone it down. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to know that you're over your head right away. What's his name? Gowen? Is it Gowen? Gowen or Gowen?
Yeah.
Gowen?
Going.
Either way. Go. Yeah, we're going.
We're from New York. We'll call you we will call you what we want to call you.
That's true. Whatever your name is. Yeah, I love the fact that he said this is the job he wanted because it's a legendary organization. They go back a long time. He gave props to the Bills and he gave props to what they did there and how they built it. And if he's got the same blueprint, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because that's what 2, 3, 4 years. Down the road we could actually be a contender, which is fantastic instead of this horrible 10-year stretch we've been locked in for now.
And depending on what goes on with the quarterback situation, you might not have Aaron Rodgers in the NFC anymore. You might not have Tom Brady in the NFC anymore. That opens up two potential playoff spots there.
That's true.
I don't see Mr. Love bringing the Packers. If Rodgers goes, that's a total rebuild. But the way the salary cap and everything is. But
like you said, Devontae Adams too is probably going to leave.
Yeah.
Why would he stay in? No offense to Green Bay, but normal play. But people don't want to play there in that cold if you don't have an Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback or Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
You just did an Aaron Andrews. She said when it's snowing in Green Bay, you start thinking ahead. No offense, I don't want to stay the night, so I want to make sure that I can leave.
Well, that's cold beyond cold.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
But like I said, no normal person's going to want to play there if you don't have a good quarterback.
Right.
That's just torture. But if you have a shot to win, then you don't mind going there and suffering through that cold. But if you have, I don't know, I can't even name it. If you have Mike Glennon as your quarterback next year, no one's going to Green Bay next year.
Right.
Free agency. With Devontae Adams, like Mike Glennon's here. Goodbye.
He's gone. No way.
Any place warm, I'm going to. Any place warm. As far as the head coaching goes, I don't know who I want yet. I'm not really sold on anybody as of right now. The ball's saying the right things. Flores, I'm a little nervous with Flores because of the problems he's had with the Dolphins organization. But if this comes down to Herbert, the fact that he wanted Herbert, and they'll say no, we're gonna get the guy who almost died last year and almost never played ever again. I kind of get it.
Stephen Ross is also a little bit out there as far as an owner is concerned.
Yeah,
there's all shenanigans down here with him and stadium and politics and all this stuff, and so headbutting is not a surprise for me. That's. But
also, we talked about it this whole season. They had a great run, but against nobody.
Yeah.
So have we really seen what Flores can do? I don't know. We I don't know. So I just hope they pick the right guy. I can't tell you right now who the right guy is. I don't know.
This was Flores' third year, right?
Third, I believe.
Okay, so his first year, I was thoroughly impressed with the way he turned that team around. Remember, they were off to like this historic start where they were giving up 50 points a game, like through the first 5 games, whatever, and then they turned it. He was able to turn the defense around and whatnot. I was impressed with that. I was not impressed with what he did this year. I wasn't impressed with anything the Dolphins did this year because, like what you said, when we went through who they were beating, it was all crap. But that being said, I did like what he did year one. There were zero. Actually, that was supposed to be, and it might have ended up being amongst the top, 20 of all time. But that was supposed to be a, top 3 worst team in the history of the game. That's how bad that they were. And they gave up 50 and 45 Ravens and Patriots and all this stuff, and then they kind of turned it around. I don't know. But the fact that they're outright coming out and saying we screwed up Daniel Jones, right? If they're ready, if that was like a come to Jesus moment, and they're ready to kind of become the Giants again, making the right decision or making logical decisions and whatnot. But I feel that could be the case.
Well, again, not to toot our own horns. Well, I am going to toot our own horns, toot, because on the Giants show we said at the beginning of the year, they made not one single push for an offensive lineman this year. They were overconfident in that line. Oh, that line's we're going to be good. And it was the worst line I've seen in 30 years of watching football. So I think that's what they're talking about. Like, yeah, we screwed Daniel Jones this year.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's what I think they're talking about. That they realize, holy shit, we really screwed this guy by not drafting, not signing better guys. Nate Solder was a horrible signing. What's his name? Hernandez
gonna
was
go down one of the worst.
Yeah, Hernandez was not a great pick. I mean, you can go way back to Eric Flowers, who somehow still in the NFL. I can't believe he is.
He's back with the Reds. Still with the Redskins?
Still with the Redskins. So you know what? The fact that they've come out and said, yeah, we never gave Eli the weapons he needed to go to more playoff games, and now we screwed Daniel Jones. I think they said they may have that coming, like, holy shit, we really screwed this organization up. And then you hire idiots who don't know what they're doing. You hire idiots who sit down your Hall of Fame streak having quarterback for a flash in the pan asshole. So yeah, you know what? Good. I'm just happy. I'm happy right now. We'll see what happens. As far as the head coach goes, I don't know. The ball
we have.
Well, the ball supposedly now is favored in Miami.
Right.
So if it's going to be a Flores or it's going to be they're going to pull someone out of left field, I don't know. I have no idea.
You never know. And by the way, you mentioned Eric Flowers, and that man should have been tried for attempted murder on Eli Manning.
Yes, he should have. He should have had the Seinfeld charge of not helping Sid Farrell, a fellow citizen, whatever the Diana, the Princess Diana law. Yeah. I didn't try to kill him. Yeah, but you didn't help. Oh, right. You didn't help. Okay.
Yeah, you led to a couple of massive hits a game per game.
But the poor guy was shell shocked. Yeah, I probably walked down the street and was ducking and dodging people. Didn't realize it.
All right, so that's kind of like the news around the NFL. So I have a little video to play just we take a little break here. This is technology, baby. This is these are all 4 finishes from this past weekend. Ugh. So we shall be back right on the opposite side of this video.
The Bengals mantra has
emotional damage.
Yeah. All right.
You know, as a fan of football, you got 4 great endings.
Yes. Four great endings. Phenomenal. All road teams, and while the games itself, I will say, were not in totality, the games itself were not great. Like let's start off with Bengals and Titans. Bengals. We talked about this, that the Titans had no respect. Nobody was giving them respect. I couldn't figure out why, and then we find out why. Okay, 2 sides to this, Timmy. First, Tannehill throws 3 picks, but Burrow gets sacked 9 goddamn times.
That was amazing.
And he just keeps coming.
9 sacks and you lose. Like, that's ridiculous.
I'm sure that we've seen it, but to see a second-year guy who actually you can probably consider him more of a first-year guy because he got his whole knee torn up last year. But to have this guy get sacked 9 times, there are guys who've been in the league longer than that would have been completely shaken to their core and been done. 9 sacks, that's absurd. We talk about our line. The Bengals line is pretty damn bad. But they figured out a freaking way to do it. McPherson comes in. Did you hear the story about him on the sideline? The guy, he looked at whoever the backup quarterback is for them and said, all right, we're going to the AFC Championship game, and then went out and kicked the shit out of the ball. So he was on the Pat McAfee show today. Pat McAfee loves the kickers.
Of course.
So he praised everything. He said that the team is amazing, coaching staff is outstanding. They keep him healthy, and then he said, those of you on this show that bet against this last week, I'd advise not to do it again. So, but again, this King Henry comes back. He doesn't have much success. A lot of screwed up stuff goes on in this game. So what are your thoughts here as the Bengals freaking move? The Bengals are going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I picked them. I'm happy. Yeah, like you said, because of that. I mean, they said 9 times. I mean, how do you not win the game when your defense is sacking the quarterback 9 freaking times? It seems like every other play was a sack. Sack. It's like he sacked again. It's unbelievable. Yeah, but you know what? That's a great team, man. Those Bengals. If they had a really like good offensive line, which they do not. How they're this far, I have no idea. I guess that's because Burrows and Mixon and
they don't need anything else.
They have good receivers.
Just need all they have to do is address that offensive line, and that offense is insane.
It is. It's crazy. I mean, I like the Bengals. I do. Are they going to win this week? We'll get to that. But no, I think this fairy tale is over for them, just because of that offensive line. But no, I thought it was a fun game to watch, and yeah, I'm no fan of the Titans, so
they going, and so sorry to hear for you guys in Tennessee. All right, well, and then so the Bengals move on. Titans have a lot of questions now. You know, this guy Henry goes out middle November, still ends up being like 7th in rushing. He comes back. And in the meantime, Tannehill's doing his thing in the regular season, and they get that bye week and then one and done. That is the reason why there was no respect. That is the reason.
Exactly. You know why? Because they, even at their best, I wasn't really afraid of them.
Yeah, they weren't. They never.
I don't know what it was.
They
just didn't really scare anybody. I don't think.
And they lost to the Jets and the.
I think once you lose to the Jets and the Texans in the same year, it's like we ain't afraid of you. I don't care how many yards you got. I don't give a shit. So yeah, they don't have that scary factor.
No, not at all. I'm trying to see if there's anything else big from this game. Come on, load. No, well, Burrow did his thing. I mean, 348 yards. He did not pass for a touchdown, and he threw the one pick. Mixon wasn't overly impressive, 54 yards. Less than 4 yards average there. But it was the big plays from the receivers. Chase 5 for 109. Higgins 7 for 96. All the way down the line, and then the three interceptions. Obviously, you can't throw 3 interceptions in the playoffs. Let me pause real quick because I want to bring up something that Bill Simmons mentioned this week. Sometimes he brings up good points, but then there's sometimes that I think he got paid $260 million for stupidity, and he just doesn't know shit. So as we get into this next game, he was comparing Jimmy Garoppolo to Eli Manning in it that through the playoffs, you think every other throw is going to be an interception. And I'm thinking, that first year with Eli, he was perfect through the playoffs until that Super Bowl, and he threw the one interception on that tip ball in the Super Bowl. At the time, I was like, of course, perfect until the Super Bowl. But it's things like that I mean, he's good, but it's things like that. Like if you don't remember, especially if it was against your damn team, maybe that's why. Jader joining us.
What's up,
This
Jader?
is for me. This is for Tim.
Oh, I get kisses at least. Thanks, Jader. Appreciate it.
Jader and I not seeing eye to eye recently.
Oh.
I'm kidding. All right, let's move it on to the Packers and the 49ers. Here's another one. You got the two number 1 seeds fall in the same day. Aaron Rodgers, it's been a really shaky year for him. Rocky road, up and down, immunized, and this and that, causing all sorts of shenanigans going on. And then they get a week off for their bye, and they score a grand total of 10 points.
And 7 on the first drive.
Mm-hmm.
First drive, they go down the field. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a massacre.
That's what I thought.
I'm like, this is going to be a 35-13 game or some bullshit. And what the hell happened? That defense. Was this the game where they said this is the first time they played together? the whole year? The 49ers defense?
Probably because they've had all these injuries this year.
So, I mean, that's a ridiculous defense then. You let them go down. That's what you call making adjustments. When the Packers go down on the first drive like it was nothing and score a touchdown, they made adjustments. And then, look, 3 points.
Took up half the quarter too.
Yep.
12 plays, 69 yards. That was that first one.
And then nothing after that. That's absolutely crazy.
Do you know who Mina Kimes is on ESPN?
No.
She's really good. She's on NFL Live with Marcus Spears and what.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard what happened today. I don't know if it's today or yesterday, but I mean, she's doing her job and critiquing Jimmy Garoppolo and said, I think it was Jimmy G is like that kid when you're doing the group project, the group gets an A, but he didn't do much. And so Jeff Garcia comes out. I remember correctly. It's not just because he was with the Eagles. He's a douchebag, right? Wasn't he?
He's a douchebag. He's a big douchebag.
He was with what's her name, right?
He's a huge douchebag. What do you mean?
From back in the day, wasn't what was her name? I think she was in it. Nobody liked that. Like she got no crowd reaction or anything, and then in the Diva search, and she didn't win. Oh,
Jeff Garcia was with her.
Mariella? No.
Isn't he gay?
Yeah. We'll look all this up.
I thought he was gay.
Wait, hold on. Jeff Garcia, W-E. Jeff Garcia married a playmate. Carmela DeCesar. You remember her?
No.
I'll send you. Or maybe
I only know the Carmela now, not a Carmela then.
Yeah, you'll remember as I pulled it.
Was that her wrestling name?
Yeah.
Really?
And she I'm gonna send it to you off air because it's gonna screw up my
Bruh. No, but
right,
Jeff Garcia was a huge douchebag.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm glad I remember that correctly. So she's highly educated. She's written for GQ, I think, and all these. She does NFL Live. She's got her own podcast. She holds her own. She knows her stuff. So here comes this guy. Now I want you to think of, as I'm reading what he said, I want you to think about all the different people that this could apply to that talk about the NFL. Who the hell is Mina Kimes, and when is the last time she threw a touchdown pass in a game? Well, I'm sorry. So if we've not thrown a touchdown pass in a game, are we not allowed to critique what's going on in the NFL?
Nope.
He goes on to say, never, ever, exclamation points, has she taken a snap or can truly understand the ability, the mindset, and the physical and mental toughness that it takes to play quarterback position or any other position in the NFL. The fact that there are people out there giving a platform to talk about something that they have never done is hilarious, and that's how you have to look at her. She's a joke. So let's just laugh at her and support Jimmy, root on our Niners to go out and beat the living F out of one or more team. That's what it takes. She will never know that feeling. Can I get an amen? Peace. So, Stephen A. Smith, right? All these guys, Golick, yeah, all these guys, they're not allowed to say a word about the NFL. We're not allowed to critique anything. We're not allowed to have reaction show. We're not allowed to do shows like this. Timmy, you've never thrown a touchdown pass in the NFL, son.
The only former players are allowed to critique.
Yeah,
the NFL.
just only if you throw a touchdown pass in the NFL can you get up behind a microphone and critique. So and here, Conscious worked for ESPN, NFL writer since 2014, TV personality, wrote for Bloomberg and Forbes, won awards for her journalism, graduated from Yale University, and not to say that all equates to you can talk about football, but just listen to her. She and she's fun. She's funny. That whole Marcus Spears.
You know why that's bullshit too? Because sometimes, as long as you're not making the mistakes, like we've talked about this a lot too, sometimes not just making a mistake is better than throwing for 400 yards.
Yep.
Maybe that's better. Maybe that was his game. I think they wait. I mean, the guy takes you to a Super Bowl, and the next year you're getting rid of him. I mean, I think that's such a massive amount of disrespect towards him. I don't think
he's doing with his 3 injuries in his arm.
Yeah, I don't think he's an elite, like a super elite quarterback, but I think he's good enough to get them to. I mean, look, like I said, we've had Trent Dilfer win a goddamn Super Bowl. We've had Joe Flacco win a Super Bowl. I mean, come on, they could very easily win with Garoppolo. I've seen a lot worse quarterbacks win.
Oh yeah. Their weapons are ridiculous.
And before anyone jumps on my neck, I'll tell you right now that even the Giants, we've never had a number one quarterback, like the greatest quarterback. Right. No, Phil Simms, God, I love you, Phil, but he's not considered a legendary quarterback. He was good enough to not make mistakes, to score touchdowns, and let the defense destroy people. That's all you got to do. And that's what the Niners right now are doing. Their defense and their special teams are completely ridiculous. So you don't have to score those. You don't have to throw for 330, 5 touchdowns. You don't have to do it.
Right.
So why push it? Why push the issue?
So, and then it's funny because there's all this talk now. So all this talk has been about Jimmy G is not long for San Francisco, and now he's taking the team to the NFC. He's helped guide the team to the NFC Championship game. Let me choose my words wisely here. But in the same vein, what you just talked about, Tim, and what Raul mentioned in the comments, the Packers this year were dead last in special teams, and we kind of tend as overall football fans to like gloss over that kind of stuff. All right, let's look at the offense. Let's look at the defense. Those are all the sexy names that you got on both sides of the ball. But dead last in special teams, and look what happened. Special teams let them down.
Repeatedly.
You know, a lot of people were in on the 49ers winning this game, but I really didn't think it was going to be close. And that lent even further that first drive. Like, I thought early before the game even started, I thought this was going to be a pretty significant victory. Then I saw that first drive, and I was like, oh, shit, all right, this is it. And then it was just like a snooze fest for a lot of the time.
Like the first touchdown, the weather's getting bad. You're like, oh, San Francisco's done.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're hanging around. Special teams mistake cost them the game. Several cost them the game.
And that is the importance of being a completely well-rounded team. And because of all that, this is what is happening in
emotional damage
in Green Bay these days. A lot of emotional damage. And you hear the crying going on. It's coming all the way from Green Bay. I think it was Bill Simmons. He talked about how he's got a few friends that are big Green Bay fans and they actually live there. So he was like, all right, well, tell me what's going on in the city. You know, like when something's going on with the Giants, you'll feel it more than I'll feel it. I'll see what's going on, but I won't be able to gauge stuff. But apparently the feeling there is like, hey, you want to go. We're gonna root for you while you have the Green Bay jersey on. But if you're gonna go, we're not gonna beg you. We're not gonna. And then they said, you know, the Bucks are over there playing basketball and winning championships.
Yeah. Well, that was as Giants fan, we can say it's kind of like Beckham.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna go. Just look. I'm sorry.
We just got to a point where we're like tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, we're tired of hearing about it. So you know what? When they got traded, I wasn't shocked. I wasn't upset. I was like, all right, see ya. Good luck. Get us our picks back. Let's pick somebody good for you. And that was it. That's just the way it's got to be now.
Yeah.
Especially in Green Bay. I mean, but, Green Bay's losing they're losing a Hall of Fame quarterback, which sucks. Really sucks.
Yeah, right. You might lose him. You might lose probably Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
And then Valdez Scantling, he's a free agent. Like, it's like, really, that's like their major guys are free agents. And it's going to be like Aaron Jones, Dillon, and Love back there. Aaron Jones will want out. That'd be a fun time. They're going to resemble more like the Jets than the Packers. All right, Sunday afternoon game, Rams and the Bucks. Again, most of the game was not great. It was well, we were rooting against the Bucks, so but some of the play calling, man, the how many 15-yard penalties? Brady was pissed. He was going nuts. Oh, bleeding. Somebody call something. Shut up, Brady. Get it.
At least they gave him the flag.
Yes.
Shocked they gave him a flag. He must have said something horrendous for him to get a flag.
My God, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, that was the first meme I saw pop up. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. All right, and then it's 27-3. Start the conversations are being had. By the way, Al Michaels gets very confused when it's a day game. Tonight. So talking about night. So in the end, it's almost that fairy tale Super Bowl comeback. But then they do something weird on that last play. Just let Cooper Kupp run rampant back there. Kyle says, and this guy says, don't bet against Brady. I did bet against Brady, but I don't think I ever felt that the Bucs were actually going to win this game. I've been wrong on that before, but what were your thoughts on this game?
Well, funny thing is, for our picks, I picked the Bucs. I bet on the Rams.
Yeah.
So either way, I was winning.
Feel when I do
either
that.
way, I was winning this game. So even when they lost, I was like, all right, I lost in our pool, but hey, I won money. So money's probably a little bit more important at this time.
Yes, sir.
So no, I mean, I was shocked that they fell far behind as they did. I thought this was going to be I thought this was going to be the Bills Chiefs back and forth style score, and it didn't turn out that way. But yeah, there are penalties and they're stupid mistakes.
Dumb.
And I'm telling you right now, this is the true Bruce Arians guy. I am not sold on him. I never have been. And just because you get Tom Brady as your quarterback and win a Super Bowl, don't mean you're a great coach. I could probably coach them to a Super Bowl if Tom Brady's my quarterback.
I don't know how many people would have called that defense.
Yeah.
They're at the you know what Cooper Kupp is capable of doing. This is not Jared Goff's offense. This is Matthew Stafford.
You can say that for the Bills Chiefs game too.
Yeah.
Who called the defense in the last 3 minutes of that game? I think both the defensive coordinators were like out somewhere, hanging out together. They both left.
No, they were doing a Zoom interview for another position.
They must have been, because that was horrific.
But just seeing Brady just walk off the field, upset.
Give me a hell yeah! What?
I know you don't like the what, but that's the only one they have on there.
I know you're wanting to play that for a while.
Yeah, no, I just found it a little while ago. It's some very exciting stuff here. It's the small things.
Small things make it happy.
So now the Rams have it all set. They are going to host the NFC Championship game. If they win that, they're going to host the Super Bowl. And we'll get to that in a couple minutes here.
Imagine that after all those years, the 2 straight years, the home team might host the Super Bowl.
Unbelievable.
That's nuts.
All right. Let's get to this the last game, which I can say great from start to finish. I mean, these two quarterbacks are just at the most elite of elite levels right now. I know that there's some times where Mahomes with the shenanigans, and I don't know how the hell he like that one throw that looked like it was like 4 feet off the ground, but it traveled 15 yards. It was like tied to a rope. And then Josh Allen was doing everything. He knocked somebody out. The quarterback knocked somebody out. But every damn time either one of them needed to make a play, they made the damn play. And it was one of, if not the best one of the best playoff games ever. But in the end, it leaves you that really empty feeling that ending probably wasn't fair. We know that the Chiefs don't think it's fair because they attempted to get the rule changed a couple years ago against the Patriots. I just feel like it's a huge letdown. Like, the game was exciting, great, fantastic, but it's a letdown to just one team gets the ball in the playoffs in overtime. Regular season, maybe it's a different story. It's but certainly not in the playoffs, and certainly not these two teams who are probably going to be playing in the playoffs head to head, either in the divisional or championship round for like the next 10 years.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, for the playoffs, they got to change that rule. Because this game was coming down to whoever had the ball last. Mm-hmm. But then once you're in overtime, it's coming down to who's going to make the big play, who's not going to make a mistake. I mean, who wouldn't want to see two more overtimes of these two teams playing? I mean,
I like the idea of the best 4 out of 7.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes of that game put more points than all the other playoff games combined.
Wasn't it like 25 points scored in 2.5 minutes?
More than that, wasn't it? Because it was touchdown. That's
right there. They mentioned something, but
touchdown and then field goal.
Heart pounding.
Yeah, it was 30-something points in the last 3 minutes. I mean,
it was about to go on the under on points. That changed the whole gambling spectrum on that game.
And like I said, I'm in a room full of Bills fans, many of them inebriated, many of them all pumped up and excited. And I don't get me wrong, I was rooting just as hard. I really wanted. I hate the Chiefs. I just do. I'll come out right now and tell you I hate the Chiefs. I hate Patrick Mahomes' face. I hate Travis Kelce. I hate them all. I hate the Walrus coach. I can't stand any of them.
Wait, why do you hate Travis Kelce?
I just don't like his. I don't like his face either.
That's fine. Okay, that's valid.
You know why? Because why is it so easy for him to be open? Why? The guy's 6'5". How do you not have 3? How does he always open? The fucking guy is always open. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like he disappears and pops up in empty places. So it gets annoying.
What you just did is me every time somebody asks me why I don't like Jordan.
Yeah.
Why? The son of a bitch could do whatever he wanted.
Because he can always win. He just always wins. That's why. But yeah, so I mean, it was the emotion. I mean, even my son, 12 years old, when they scored, the Bills scored that touchdown, you're thinking it's over with 13 seconds. He let out a big stone cold salute.
Tim, I told my wife I just won my bet. I won my parlay with 13 seconds left.
Yeah. Well,
I just won.
And I'm sitting there going, please let this game be over. I'm thinking to myself, don't give him any more time, please God. And I said my son even got so he wasn't even into the game the first half. He was pissed that we made him leave the house and step away from the video game. He was pissed for the first half of the game. But then he got into it. He really got into the last quarter especially. So when they scored, he stone cold. I'm like, who is this kid? I don't know who this kid is. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let it go because what am I? Yeah, but what am I gonna do? I can't tell my kid don't curse at the TV when I'm a Giants fan. All I do is curse at the TV. So I'm not gonna tell him, hey, don't do that. That's not right. Yeah. It was an emotional moment. And then when they scored, or they tied the game, I was like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? Then you knew whoever gets this ball is gonna fucking win this game in the first possession. You just knew it. And I was like, oh, this is gonna. When they got the ball, I was like, I don't want to say nothing to the rest of them. I was like, they're gonna score on this first drive.
I was petrified.
They're gonna score.
Yeah. You say about your son? My son, if I tell him, calm down when he's playing video games. If he's getting upset, and one time, like 6 or 7 months ago, he's like, "You're always yelling at the TV when the Mets are playing or the Giants." I was like, "What am I gonna say?"
Yeah, you can't say nothing. No, I get mad if it's 2 a.m. and I hear F you and I open the door and he's playing a game going, shut that shit off. Shut it off.
Now.
But as far as the football game, I'm not going to yell at him. I'm not going to say, look, don't do that. You can't do that. But I mean, it was just, the room was.
We're in our 40s screaming.
But I said the room was as you picture it. You went from yay to no to yay to no to yay. The highest of yays to where, they're planning trips to Buffalo the following week. And then, oh my God. Man. And then it was like, oh, this is the worst feeling.
It's like, you coming with me, Sam?
Yeah. Like, are you going to the game? You're coming next week? And I was like, you know what? You know what? I didn't even tell you this too. Because they were talking about going to Buffalo already. We're going. I don't care. We're going. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go. Not to think I was going to go to the game.
Right.
But I'd at least want to go up and hang out in the hotel and take the kids and make it like
just the atmosphere
just the atmosphere. And then when the Chiefs got the ball over him, I was like, no one's going to Buffalo. I was like, no one's going. I was like, no one's going to go. You just knew it. The last
countless TikToks out there.
Oh,
countless TikToks of celebrating. I can't believe we finally we got back to the AFC champ. We beat the Chiefs.
Oh, that oh no! There's thousands of those. That's all I came across.
You know what? I've been making fun of every single team that's been eliminated, but I will say that every single time I shared something into the group that had to do with the Bills, it stung a little bit. Because it's part of the family here. But yeah,
I felt bad because like you said, my brother-in-law was like, he was all sad. He went from and then even Sam, she wrote like she apologized to my son, like, sorry I made you a Bills fan. This is what you got to go through, like that kind of shit. And I was like, well, my team ain't any better. Not like not like you're missing anything on my side of that thing. So I mean, what a goddamn emotional game. But yeah, should they change that rule for the playoffs? Absolutely. The Bills should have got a shot to tie that game in overtime. Absolutely.
And the Chiefs tried. They made their case to the NFL a couple years ago. And Raul, this is going to be known for forever as a 13-second game.
And I'll tell you right now, I think the last person, you're going to be shocked who this is, by the way. The last person alive who doubted Josh Allen, I officially will not doubt him anymore. And that's my brother-in-law, Jeremiah. He never liked him.
Oh, really?
Even for the past few years.
Also, not trusting.
Not yet. So now I think he's finally come around. I'm like, dude, the dude's on such a tear right now. You can't not like the guy.
Yeah.
He's made ridiculous. I mean, he went perfect again. He didn't have an interception, did he?
I don't think he had an interception.
No.
What about that one play where it was? I think it was right after that play where he tried to dump off pass but lost four yards.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And then the next play after that, okay, so I'm watching the game and I'm like, all right, I'm in here, and I see where he's about to step up, but I also see the defender coming into that hole, and I have no idea how he did it in that temperature, because some people could barely move like that in 80-degree weather. Jumps back, gets through, gets the first down, and then I don't know. I think it was a couple of plays before that is when he knocked out the defender, and what the hell? That doesn't happen. He's just a beast, and I hope that it just doesn't become this lopsided affair year after year. But this is gonna be in the Bills' heads next year if they make it to the playoffs against the Chiefs. It's gonna be that, can we beat the Chiefs? Deal.
Well, they lost. What's his name? Who they lose? Their defensive back, Tre'Davious. They lost Tre'Davious White. Remember, in the middle, that was a huge loss for them.
Right.
You bring him in. Maybe Kelsey's not scoring that touchdown. Maybe. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm not a goddamn mind reader. But that's one of your best. That's probably your best defensive player, not on that field for that play. Mm-hmm. He's there this year. He said maybe Travis Kelce don't score.
Right.
You don't know. So I think I'm looking forward to see what they do in the offseason. I think again, as much as they probably need a little bit of offensive help on that line, I think they're still going to go defense to make sure that defense.
I think they should
doesn't let that shit happen again.
Right. Because we've talked about there's only a handful of guys out there that we would even feel comfortable being behind the Giants' offensive line. I think we can say the Josh Allens, the Mahomes, those type of guys. Maybe even Lamar would be okay behind the Giants' line.
Dead.
Maybe dead. But it'll take a while for him to die.
They would run 15. They would run 15 to 25 more times a game behind the Giants' line.
And then you get somebody like Joe Burrow, who gets knocked down a million times a game, but is resilient and stays in there. I thought Stephon Diggs kind of just no-showed. This what do you have, 7 yards or something like that. So that's my fear, is that this becomes, because the Bills were my pick for the Super Bowl. It was Bills-Rams. Rams fulfilled their end of the bargain.
I lost both my picks.
What? Who? Oh, you Bucks.
I had
Bucks
Bills. Bucks.
All right. So now one of us is maybe I'll go against the Rams, but we'll see. We'll see. World famous picks coming up. Let me see what we got here. So I mean, I can't play that for you guys. Can't play that for the Bills.
Frachi, by the way, I told you this betting in New York is dangerous.
Yes. All right. Yeah. What's going on with that?
I am betting the dumbest shit. Just because it pops up on your phone. You know, they call it the boost parlay. Like, if LeBron and Harden both score with 24, I'm like, yeah, they're both going to score. Now keep in mind, I haven't watched a basketball game in 2-3 years. So I'm like, are they both going to score? Yeah, they are. Boom! I hit with it. I was like, this is awesome. Great.
Yeah, we can't do. The only thing that I can't do here is same game parlays. Like that was Lakers Nets, so I couldn't do that. Or I can't do the Rams will win and Cooper Kupp will have 110 yards and 8 catches, whatever, because it's not that legal here yet. We don't have the sports books. We have the online stuff, but we don't have you have Caesars. I know that they have FanDuel.
There's about 20 of them now.
FanDuel is the biggest.
Every other TV commercial in New York on New York stations is now a betting.
And here it's petitions.
Yeah.
every commercial is, request your petition today and this and that, and then you get the YouTube ads versus it. Don't sign any petitions. Don't gamble in Florida.
And it's like it's all big celebrities. I don't know if you've seen them all. It's all big celebrities. It's like Affleck and Kevin Hart. Shaq got one. I went with the Mannings. The Mannings are on Caesars, and I'll take Caesars. Holly Berry's on Caesars. I was like, okay. Then you got Jamie Foxx on another one. It's like
I did see the Jamie Foxx one.
Yeah,
I saw that commercial.
But it's fun. I'm still playing with their money. When I'm playing with my money, then I'll probably be more, because the other day I bet the Knicks, the Rangers, and Candace all have to win at the same time, and the Knicks screwed me. So fuck the Knicks. I hate the Knicks anyway.
They've lost 4 out of 5. Keith,
I didn't know that.
Is like, this is a football show. Keith.
Well, we're talking about betting. We're not talking about basketball. So we'll see. I'll bet Sunday right before the game starts. I'll see who I want to take.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. But I mean, it adds just a whole new excitement level to it. Don't go out of control, you guys out there, and there's just in case it gets in over. We're a little worried about Kyle.
Sorry, Roll. The other day I bet against the Devils, and I don't even know how you bet hockey. I don't understand how hockey works when you bet. So I'm like, you know what? I checked the standings. I said the Kings are great. The Devils suck. Let's go Kings, and I won. I won $20. I was like, cool.
There you go. By any means necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to our world famous round the world.
It's pretty much done though, right? Are we done? You can't catch a line, right?
I can if I just do opposites, and those opposites win. So
are you going to do opposites? Are you going to go for it, or are you just going to?
I don't know.
Keep your win integrity in check.
I don't know if I have any integrity. Yeah. So last week as a group we went a combined 13-27.
Ooh, bad week.
Well, yeah, all these douchebag road teams won, except for. So Align, Ed, and Bert go 2-2. The rest of us 1-3. 1-3. Everybody else. So 13-27. I am now 3 games out of Align. So I could just choose the opposite of what he picks this week and for the Super Bowl, and fingers crossed. But we'll see. We'll see what I do here. The decision has not been made here yet. All right, so let's do it. Sunday. This is a rematch. Sunday, 3 p.m., CBS. We get another very excited Tony Romo, who, well, he was very excited last week. He was overly excited about the Cowboys the week before.
Too excited. Too excited for that game.
But I thought he was going to blow a blood vessel on that last play. He was like, I don't think he got it down. No, it's not over. And then when they showed the replay, he was like, oh, it's over.
It's over.
They're going to confirm it.
He wanted more football. That's why.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Cincinnati Bengals heading to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Chiefs are a 7-point favorite here. Over-under is 54.5 points. These two teams met just a few weeks ago, Timmy, and the Bengals messed up one of my bets. I had the Chiefs there. I just needed the Chiefs to win. What was that? 31-28. So it was like a McPherson again. Did you see that? They were saying that's why you draft a kicker. So, if you think of it logically, let's see what a line went with the Chiefs and the Rams, just so that you guys know out there what I'm thinking here. He went with the Rams, and that was my Super Bowl pick. He's really putting this to a test. So you got the Chiefs who have been playing. They were playing much better when the Bengals beat them. But here's my thought on this one. I think that if the Chiefs were playing that game last week and they had 9 sacks, it would have been done, over, finished, not even close. We've been talking about a blowout. So while I won't say that they're going to cover this or that it'll be a blowout, I'm going to keep whatever integrity I have left and go with the Chiefs, which aligns with a line. Therefore, I think I did this with you a couple years ago. When you won, and I could have went the opposite, but I just can't. I can't go with the Bengals. I can't pick the Bengals over the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I wrote them off in the middle of the season when they were bad. I did. I fully admit that I did.
A lot of people did.
It's not that I wrote them off. I didn't want them to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like them. I don't like them. I just don't.
The only thing that you have to give them credit for is that they made an adjustment.
Of course. Absolutely.
It's not like our guys.
Yeah, they do what you're supposed to do. Not like the Giants.
Do the same shit.
They do the same shit over and over again and see what happens.
Run a third quarterback sneak from your own 9.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs too. Like you said, that line is their Achilles heel for the Bengals, and they're not going to get away with that shit this time because this offense is too good. It's way too good. Yeah, I mean, Raul, I'm actually very close to you. I got 35-21. So I'm like right above you as far as picking who you're going to get. They might even score 40 plus. Yeah. I think that line's going to be very overwhelmed. Would I like to see one of the biggest upsets in the history of football? Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. But it ain't going to happen, unfortunately.
You gotta. I'm going to put a tiny bet on the Bengals, because I sometimes I'll do like a underdog thing. You know, what's funny is that on the Bill Simmons show, Cousin Sal comes on. Cousin Sal is Jimmy Kimmel's cousin. So they do the Sunday night show, and what was it that they were talking about? They were talking about. They were talking about putting money. They were trying to figure out how to beat the system, right? So can I put a bet down here and then also figure out how much to bet for this that I won't lose money either way? And Bill Simmons is like, let's just say I put $100 down, and the guy started laughing. He was like, yeah. Let's say we only bet $100. He said, oh, by the way, I might need a loan for $83,000. It's so Cousin Sal's funny. Yeah. All right. So you have a blowout. So you both have them winning by a couple touchdowns.
See, now again, I might do what I did with the Rams 49ers. Yeah. For this show, I'm picking the Chiefs. I might put a little bet on the Bengals though. Yeah. Getting 7. We'll see if the line changes up until Sunday. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see the Bengals upsetting the Chiefs this time.
Yeah,
that offensive line is too, like you said. The Chiefs get 9 sacks. This is a blowout. It's a blowout.
Chiefs ever get 9 sacks in any game? It's going to be a blowout. I think this line is going to stay very close to this. Might go up a half point. I don't see it going down a half point. But just for the Vegas zone, you might have to take that extra half point there. Mm-hmm. But then you always have teasers, and maybe I'll talk about that. Maybe
that might do overs, unders. touchdowns by
teaser.
Kelsey touchdowns, that kind of shit.
Kelsey. My sports book, which is mybookie.ag, is what I use. Every now and then they toss you free money. It's as simple as that. It's anytime touchdown, any team to score one touchdown. Okay, that's that. They did one with basketball when basketball season started. Any team scores. Any team scores in bat. So the first bucket, and they limit it. You can only go up to $25, but that's $25. 25, and it's even odds, so you win 25.
Yeah, but that's how they keep you in there.
Yes,
They know how to keep you. They know how to keep you sucked in.
Yes.
Like when you think about it, they gave
Kyle's
me
doing crazy shit.
They gave me $300. Not just me, the millions of other people.
Chump change to them, man.
$300. I get $300. Yeah, but they gave $300 to a million people.
Yeah,
because they know they got that money back. No,
yeah, of course. They put out these phone numbers if you got a gambling problem. They don't give a shit. They want their money. They want you. Yeah, call that number so that you can think that you have your issue under control, and then you come back and bet some more.
I went down. I went up. I went down. I'm betting I'm betting shit that I've never seen before because it's fun because it's their money. Like
wait for the Super Bowl, Tim.
Nah, no, I'm saving my last.
Wait for the part. Wait for
their
those
money.
Things.
Of their money. I'm saving
over under on the national anthem.
Oh yeah, I'm saving all. But $10.
Who's doing the national anthem this year?
It's one of those stupid things. I don't know. Isn't it Snoop Dogg or something? I don't know.
No. Yeah, well, it's Snoop to the national.
Oh, they're doing the halftime show. I don't know who the hell's doing the national anthem.
Yeah, let me see. And that thing, I've never bet on that before, but they're like, oh, let's see, this person's a slower singer, is national.
Oh, it's a racial thing, really.
Completely wrong. Huh?
People say if it's a white person, it's under 3 minutes. If it's a black person, it's over 5.
Super Bowl 22. The soul, baby. It's the soul.
It is. You got to drag out them notes.
Right. And they probably got some money on it, too. Who's doing the anthem? I don't see it.
I don't think they really announced that until closer. I really don't give a shit about the anthem. It's more about the halftime show.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll see how that goes. Might be a good show. All right. All right. Let's turn our attention to the NFC here. So we both have the Chiefs being the AFC representative here. Next game up. Here it is. This is a rematch in the making. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why when you have the opportunity to knock a team out, you do it. The Rams had that opportunity. They did not take advantage of it, and now here they are in the NFC Championship game against division rivals San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy G and their backup quarterback, because they hate Jimmy G there for some reason, Debo, and all their weapons, that defense and everything. The over-under on this is just 46.5, more of a defensive game here. The Rams are favored by 3.5 points. I have picked the Rams since the preseason here. So I will continue to go with the Rams here, but I am not confident in this pick. I'm not very confident in this pick. I see this game can go either way, whereas I see the Bengals and Chiefs much more lopsided. This is going to be a hell of a game. And we're used to that, right, Tim? The Giants defense. You got the San Francisco defense. You got the Rams defense that really pride themselves. Big stars on those lines. And then you got two offenses. One is a little bit more advanced than the other, but the other is no slouch. You got Odell Beckham out there just being quiet. Odell, that's all you got to do, Odell. That's all you got to do. Don't kick field goal posts and all this other shit. And he's really flourishing out there now too. So I'm going with the Rams here. Not very confident, like I said, but I leave it in your hands, Timmy.
And did you hear that Odell, what he's making this year?
Oh my God, the Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah, he got paid in Bitcoin. So he's only making like $30,000 this year or some shit. And
everybody's doing that now. What's happening?
And he's happy. So maybe money isn't everything because he's only making $30,000 and he's happy.
They said he's making what a substitute teacher salary,
So,
but it's like that thing is running rampant. The Bitcoin stuff from the Miami mayor is taking some salary in Bitcoin. The New York mayor is taking money in Bitcoin.
I don't know what it is. I don't understand what it is.
Pat McAfee was
I don't
hilarious.
care.
He was like, I don't fucking understand that at all. Do I own some? Yes. I don't understand shit though. He was like, no. How do you just tell me that this is worth that, but if you hand it to me and my fucking hands are empty? What does that mean?
Yeah, I agree 100%. How can nothing be worth something?
It's weird. And then when you try and get into it and see, oh, this is restricted versus this, and then you say, well, what's the difference? And there's no real explanation behind it. It's just this coins floating in the air.
Yeah, the Woodside guys, Keith, were on that chat together, and they spent hours on that chat talking about. I had to mute them and said, "Please stop." I don't know. You might as well be talking about fairies and gargoyles because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Is this real? I don't know if it's real or not. But please, whatever.
No, I don't think anybody does.
No,
I don't think anybody does.
No,
I know if you want to buy Bitcoin, it's $32,000 for one
when
share.
I hear Bitcoin, you know what I think of? Mario's coins from Mario Brothers. Ding, ding, ding. That's what I think of. I swear to God. As soon as I hear Bitcoin, I see Mario jumping through the coin. That's all I hear. So if it's real, good for you people who understand that bullshit, because I sure as hell don't. Give me cash in my hand, and I'm good to go. As far as this game goes, I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to be a physical. I think there's going to be. I can't wait till YouTube and TikTok the next day, see how many fights there were. Thank you. That's exactly what I think of when I hear Bitcoin. But I think it's going to be a bloodbath in the stands. These two teams do not like each other. TikTok is going to be overrun with fights. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a hard.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Hard fought game. And I am taking the Ramalamba Ding Dongs to win this game in a very close game. So I might bet the 49ers with the 3.5. But I think the Rams are going to come out on top this time. I think the offense is too much. I think it's too much. I think so. You got Beckham, you got Kupp.
Who do you double?
Yeah, and Akers is coming into his own.
And then you blitz, and Cooper Kupp is 20 yards and behind the.
Don't forget, as good as the 49ers offense has been, it's all Debo. He's running, he's catching, he's the one doing everything. If you isolate him. That's
when he came out of the game the other day, I know San Francisco just collectively, the whole city.
Yeah, because I was watching the game 2 weeks ago against the Cowboys. I'm like, wow, who's that running back? Oh, that's not a running back. That's fucking Debo Samuel. I'm like, why is he running? And he kept running it too. Like, oh, this isn't like a trick play. He's running the ball for them.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think the Rams are going to do a good job taking him out. That front line is too good for the Rams. So I'm going to take the Rams to win this game.
All right.
A bloodbath.
I'll go down the line here. Both of us have Chiefs Rams. Producer Joe, Chiefs 49ers for the Super Bowl. Kyle, Chiefs Rams. Ed, Chiefs Rams. Align, Chiefs Rams. Keith, Chiefs Rams. We're getting a trend here. Bert, the lone man to pick the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, he likes the underdog.
So he's got Bengals Rams. Eric has Chiefs Rams, and Rodriguez Chiefs 49ers.
How far out is he? He's far out, right?
Who? Bert?
Bert.
Yeah. Bert is.
You should give him 10 points if the Bengals win that game. He still probably won't catch us.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, if he gets 10 points, he'd still be 3 games out.
There you go. See?
He'd still be 3 out. I'll take that. I'll take that deal. I'll switch to the Bengals. All right. Raul says the Rams will be the second team. Yeah, that's what Timmy said. So it never happened before, ever in the history of the world, and back-to-back years. Sorry for being technical. Rams would be the road team. Yeah, technical. Final score.
They're going to be in their. They're going to be in their own locker room. They ain't no fucking.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be in their own locker room.
There's no.
They're going to sleep in their own beds for 2 weeks. They're going to be in their own beds. They're going to be in their own houses, and they're going to get in their own locker room. It's a home game, no matter what anyone says.
It show is. So, I can't believe that we just made our picks to get to, like, for real picks to get to the Super Bowl, when it feels like just a couple weeks ago we were making our picks to, in August to see what was going to happen here in the Super Bowl. That'll kind of wrap it up for us here for today. Timmy, are we're gonna be on next week? Want to do a little in between show between the Super Bowls?
Absolutely.
Super Bowls. I just said two Super Bowls.
Called the plural.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. Yeah, I think we should do. I think we should do a next weekend a Super Bowl preview show. Why not?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, should we do a? We'll do a Pro Bowl preview show.
Oh God, no. I don't want to do it.
That's in Vegas now, right?
Yeah, I think it's in Vegas this year. And then Vegas gets the Super Bowl in a couple of years. I think. So they're all set. I mean, every
Vegas
time a new stadium opens, they're getting the Super
together.
Bowl. They're getting the Super Bowl.
Yep,
that's a guarantee.
Guaranteed. All right, that'll wrap it up for us today on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Timmy, any closing remarks for one of our fans out there?
Tomorrow, I'll be Ed McManning on A to Z. I don't know what he has planned. I just show up.
I don't think he knows what he has planned either.
No, I don't think so either. But we've been on a cool little run lately. We've been having a lot of fun on that show. Just bullshitting. Saturday, Granny's Peach Tea, followed by our Royal Rumble special. Royal Rumble's on Saturday this year, and it's going to be Saturday night. But I also want to do the pool. Raul.
They made the right call, right?
Yeah. They
not going again. Yeah.
If you want to get on the pool, Raul, again like last year, let me know. I want to get everybody together, make enough picks. 2 Royal Rumbles, don't forget. So we got to get all those picks sold. And I'm going to do it live on the air Saturday, so people don't accuse me of shenanigans if I happen to win, because I'll get accused. Bunker will accuse me of shenanigans if I win. So,
shocker.
Yeah, we're going to do it live. Saturday's not really going to be a Just This Week show. It's going to be a Royal Rumble preview, pick and do the picks. That's what we're going to do.
Cool.
So if you want in, you're in.
Let's do it. Gambling, whatever, any way possible.
Exactly.
Raul says, good show tonight. Take care. Go Devils and the Golden Knights. So there's a definite Vegas connection. So he's Raiders.
He's a Vegas guy. He likes the Vegas. Yeah, he likes
Golden
the Vegas.
Knights. All right. For me, just enjoy football this weekend. This is it for a couple of weeks, and then we got the Super Bowl, and that's it. And this has been the longest. And it feels like it now, the longest season in NFL history with the added week. And now don't bet too much. Don't lose your rent money. Don't lose your mortgage money. Kyle, don't do nothing stupid out there besides being a Cowboys fan. And maybe we could play this one more time for Kyle and his Cowboys and just since he's been born.
Emotional damage.
And that's also for, we'll go back a couple weeks, but Troy Aikman being crybaby. Yeah, I didn't get to call my team. I didn't get to call them. Yeah. All right, that'll do it for us. As always, we keep you posted in the Pop Culture Pros group on everything that's going on. And again, we're equal opportunity. We make fun of everybody in that group. It wouldn't be us if we didn't. Check out popculturepros.com. Lots of different contests going on right now. We have one going on in Boston. We got that Jackass. Is it forever? Jackass forever. In Boston and in Florida, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple more cities. The one in Boston has some added bonus to it, where if you do get to go to the screening, you also get a shirt, a hat, and keychain or stickers. Something like that.
Nice.
I don't know. How are they still making these Jackass movies? Were they not all dead?
They're starting to ease up the old guys and bring in new guys.
Oh, are they bringing in new guys?
Yeah, there's new people. There's new castmates in this one.
I haven't watched that. I haven't.
Knoxville almost died in this one. He almost died. So
funny enough.
He said, "I'm done."
Oh, that's it.
He's done. He's done retired. As far as those really dangerous stunts. He's done.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm still just, I do that rewatch with the old school wrestling and just in the background as I'm doing things. And today, as I was getting the show ready, just had it on the background, and the Jackass crew was there.
He's in the Royal Rumble Sunday.
Get the hell out of here.
Johnny Knoxville will be in the Royal Rumble Sunday.
Well, he got beat up by Edge's wife, Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
when she was with Santino, and then the Boogeyman came out with the worms, and this is just disgusting, especially now during COVID. But he puts the worms in his mouth, and then he spits it into the other dude's mouth. Oh,
That dude's always been gross.
oh,
Always been gross. Always been gross.
What's that? I don't know. Remember what that guy's name is from Jackass.
I'm still trying to find you that promo.
Yeah.
That Britt Baker did last night. She tore up. She's from Pittsburgh, so she laid into Cleveland last night. She made fun of. She said because her name is she's Britt Baker. She was finally you have a Baker you can root for.
Yes, I already love her.
She laid into. It was so great. I can't find it though anywhere. I don't know why.
That's weird.
If I find it, I'm definitely going to send it to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you're going to love it.
Yeah, Raul. He's in the Rumble.
Yep, Johnny Knoxville's in the Royal Rumble this year.
So has there been anything where there's a certain wrestler that's out to get him? Like, back in the day with Pete Rose with Kane.
Yeah, he just had an incident with somebody, but dude, I'm telling you right now, the WWE has just been so bad lately. I kind of watch it on fast forward. I know he was on there, and he did something to somebody a week ago. He cost somebody a match. I really forget who it was. Or maybe you know who that was. So that'll be the person that throws him out, or he throws them out, or something along those lines. But I would say if he didn't talk about how bad he got hurt filming Forever, I would think he would take a nasty bump. But I don't think he's going to take a nasty bump. Like he literally said he almost died.
Well, so. I'm surprised. I mean, how many times has he almost died? I'm sure.
That's true.
Gee, those people are insane. That's like hooking car battery up to your testicles. Yeah. Well, I know you say about the WWE, but I've been seeing recently where I don't know if it's like a tit for tat thing, but like WWE guys that have gone to or fans that have gone to AEW events and shown all these empty seats in there also. Because I know like Raw. Next time I see one of those, I'll send it to you. But I know I've seen like Raw where there's like a whole section,
empty. Yeah,
like nobody there. Raw.
Oh, I've been to 2 AEW shows. They're both sold out. Maybe that's just because it's New York. So I don't know. Maybe it's just New York. I said, but maybe just wrestling in general is taking that quiet time.
Yeah,
but AEW, it's just a better product right now. It really is. And you're talking about a fan for 40 years of the WWE, and it's heartbreaking to be honest with you. But AEW is just a better product right now.
And it's fun. And it's funny that you sent that Cody Rhodes taking a RKO basically
off the ladder.
Off the ladder.
Ridiculous.
What they call it? The cut? Just the cutter.
The cutter.
Okay, so. That's an RKO or diamond cutter or whatnot.
Well, probably Granny's is going at 3. They usually go like 2 hours, so I would say like 5:30.
What time does the Rumble start?
7 probably. I'm just going to do the picks. I'm going to write everyone's name down who wants to be and try to get ahead of time who wants in, how many picks you want, and then we're going to try to just do the picks and get out so everybody can watch the Rumble and be happy and stuck inside with the snow that we're supposed to be getting. We'll see.
Yesterday was 34 degrees here, Tim.
Yesterday was 12 inches. Yesterday was 12 inches, nor'easter. Today was 1 to 3, maybe. Then tomorrow
that's the thing where they're saying if it's off the coast or
Project Model 1 has this. Model 2 has Model 3.
We deal with that with the hurricanes.
Yeah, Model 3 has 65 degrees and sunny. Model 2 has 3 feet of snow. It's like, dude, just admit you don't know what the hell's going on.
I do know, like, it's supposed to be like 33, 34 here.
Oh my God, you poor lizards.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Actually, I'm going to send you a couple of. We had a couple of lizards that just keep on coming back here. Big ones. I'm gonna send them to you, and I'm gonna look out for them to see if they're falling.
If they fall and freeze, you got to take a picture for me.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's hysterical.
And then they thought, for those of you that don't know, just look up Florida lizards or Florida lizards falling from trees when it gets 40-ish degrees or below. They're cold-blooded, so they just freeze up.
They shut down
and fall out of the tree, and then the next morning, 10:30, they thaw out. So if you're thinking about going to grab one, they can wake up at any time.
Yeah,
so
don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Orlando's supposed to be down around 30, and I know Jacksonville is going to be like 22, 23.
Wow, that's crazy.
Insane. That's plenty cold enough to snow. That would, if it ever snowed down here, I would go insane. It would be like my first snowfall all over again. All right, that's enough about the snow. We covered all the football stuff. As I said, we'll keep you up to date on everything in the group. But until then, we'll talk to you guys next week, where no doubt there will be tons of stuff to talk about. We'll have a Super Bowl to talk about. We will have plenty of news to discuss, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers and Antonio Brown will be back in the news, making headlines again. Till then, we'll talk to you later. Peace out, everybody.